Hey Deborah, well done writing more essays. Let's get right into this. Okay, so internet. Is it a positive or negative development? Let's see what you said. The internet has brought to our life endless possibilities to access. Okay, I think you mean. What do you mean? Hold on. Okay, so the internet has brought to our life endless possibilities to access information without the two, do shopping, and communicate with others without leaving the comfort of our own home, thus reducing the amount of face-to-face interaction that we have. In my opinion, this has created a negative impact on the way people interact nowadays. This essay will discuss both views by using some examples from the Japanese government. Okay, fine. Online communication has existed for many years. Before the creation of Facebook and Skype, people used, here, you want a D here, to visit chat rooms and online gaming sites that allowed them to get in contact with people with the same interests, plural, but in other geographical areas. With the creation of software, without the apostrophe, without the S, like Skype and WhatsApp, this possibility expanded even more, and now individuals are able to share media and do video calls, therefore increasing. This is not its own sentence, okay? You needed to either add this to the previous one, okay, making it a little too long in my personal opinion, or you could have split it and you could have said the result was, or the result is, an increase in the, not the possibility, but the opportunity to communicate with family and friends, okay? So you see I change it a little bit, but this way it becomes a sentence that can stand on its own. However, the lack of face-to-face interaction has highly affected people's, apostrophe here, social skills, which has caused some concerns in the Japanese government, as birth rates, have decreased considerably. A survey by the Ministry of Health showed that 60% of males aged 16 to 20 years I should be think because it's males and they're countable, so 60% of males think that the female-male relationships are very complicated and in general avoid interaction with the opposite sex. As a result, I don't know what you mean. Oh, they prefer, you don't want the rather, they prefer to interact with an online avatar from an OS called Love Plus, restricting their exposure with other people, to other people here. For instance, not for instance, you could have said, you could have first of all connected this again and then said thereby having a negative impact on their social life, okay? So you're just connecting it to the previous sentence like this. Or you could have said is the result is a negative impact on their social life. Okay, so in conclusion, although the internet and social media has increased, no, it's two things, so you should be have. The internet and social media have increased the possibility of communication with people. It does not necessarily mean that individuals are going to use this advantage to communicate with each other here, as it is at the same time a tool to avoid social contact for people who consider human relationships complicated with a D, no it, to handle. Okay, so on the whole, you think it's a negative. Yeah, okay. In my opinion, it's negative. Okay, fine. So that's exactly what you did. All right, great. That's it's good. The order of the paragraphs is good. The development is very good. So I like this. It's just some little grammatical things that happen throughout, but those are things that you could correct. Okay? So let's take a look at the next one. Okay, so it's the complicated rainfall one. Let's see what you did with this. Okay, so the graph compares milliliters of rainfall in England, Scotland, and Wales during 2018. It is clear that the area with more precipitation was England. Now, this is really complicated because look what's happening. We're in 2018 right now, which means that anything from June on is a prediction, which means that you need to be talking about past, present, and future here. So be careful. My attitude here is that this should be is England, okay? Since it's the present year and you are also talking a little bit about the present. Okay, so England's rainfall hovers, or hovered, well, okay, hovered around 90 to 125 milliliters throughout the year. except during May and June, when it, rainfall, it's just singular, decreased to 75 milliliters. Okay, precipitation, singular, in Scotland had several fluctuations. The highest peaks were in January, March, and October with 125 milliliters. Fine. The driest months were February, April, and November with 25, 45, 40, and 55 milliliters respectively. During the rest of the year, figures fluctuated from 75 to 110. Okay, you're talking about Scotland here. All right, fine. Wales was the driest area compared with England and Scotland. However, the weather was also very fluctuant. Okay, the lowest peak, well, we don't really call it a lowest peak. We call it the lowest point, the lowest trough, not even the lowest trough, just a trough. I mean, yeah, you just used one of those words instead. Corresponded to April, 25 milliliters, followed by another dry season during August, October, with 45 milliliters of rain. The highest peaks of precipitation were in May and July with 110 and 20. Oops, careful. Don't think you mean 25. I think you mean 125, don't you? Since you're talking about the highest peaks, we're talking about Wales. Let's say Wales is yellow. Yeah, I think well, perhaps you mean, yeah, you mean 125. Yeah. So precipitation hovered around, or how about this, is expected to hover around 50 and 100, well, you want to say between 50 and 100 during the rest of the year. But like I said, I mean, if I were going to be reading this, I would say 2018, we're in the middle of it, so it should be is expected. In conclusion, although there were some fluctuations in the weather in the three areas, the one with the most steady weather was England, this being also the one with more rainfall during the year. Okay, so you can see that I had to change quite a bit of the grammar here. Now, like I said, looking at this, if I were, let's pretend that I was an examiner and I was grading this, I would say, well, since we are currently in 2018, anything from June on would have to be future. Not even June, but from July on would have to be considered future. So I would use words like is expected to be, is predicted, it is estimated that, and will. Okay? So think about that when you've got to use some future sort of tenses here. Okay? All right. On the whole, nice. I like the way you organized it on the whole. You made some good comments. Okay? So nicely done. Keep on writing. Correct these. Send them back. Write some more essays for us. Okay? We'll be here. We'll be waiting. So good luck with your writing.